Hi, Rob here from ByteFLASH, and today we're going to take a quick look behind the scenes, both office end, which is this end, and data center end, which is a couple of hours down the road, to see what we do to keep everything that we build and provide reliable for our customers. So obviously we provide tuning files. People are out mobile, they need us when they're out mobile, there can't be any delays, we need to stay online. And we also build systems for people, APIs, booking systems, websites, file service portals. And again, they're critical to people's businesses, so they need to be backed up and reliable too. So we'll start in the office before we teleport down the road through the magic of editing and have a look at the office side. So the office feeds two internet connections. This one which is already pre-split, and this one that is split by this high availability switch into two separate routers. Only one router is needed for everything to work. They are in automatic high availability failover. We've got the distribution switch that feeds the servers, the workshop, the wireless access points that are around the building, and so on and so forth. Then we have a enterprise Starlink power supply, because one of our two internet connections is Starlink, and that feeds from two power feeds as well. And then we have some server infrastructure, our main Windows editing and file service storage, and then a ultimate backup for the offsite backups from the data center. There's two power feeds. You've got one here and one here. They're both battery backed. We can roughly operate without the grid for about 9 hours, which is enough for a full day of file service without any problems. Beyond that, we can power from a diesel generator, which we can stick outside if we need to. So we can stay online through the rough and the smooth. Two routers, multiple power supplies, multiple servers. We've got it pretty well covered in the office, but it's nothing compared to what we've got going on in the data center. So we're going to shoot two and a bit hours down the road now, and we will pick up in the facility there. Okay, so through the magic of internal combustion, we are now 100 or so miles down the road at the data center. And I'm going to have a little look through what we've got going on here. So first of all, we have two routers in a high availability failover, so we only need one. We've got separate internet connections going into each, and we only need one. And then we have feeds out to switches at the back that I will show you in a minute. And then we have the servers. We've got our primary and secondary hypervisor. So this has got things like the portal, the file service, our file storage, systems we've built for other companies, people's websites we host where we've done the design for those, all manner of things. But essentially everything on here is replicated to here, so we can take a physical failure. Here's our management server. It just oversees everything and orchestrates the backups off-site, just in case it physically happened here. And then finally, we can see behind here, the ByteFLASH autoresponder. So that runs a Windows instance and some scripting and keeps us continually online with the autoresponder. If we go round to the back, we then have two separate power feeds, so two separate grid feeds. The two separate grid feeds are also independently backed up with UPS battery backup, and those are individually backed up with separate diesel generators, and they feed into the servers that all have two power supplies. So these power supplies are hot swap, we can remove them while they're running, and also they feed from the two power distributions. So a power supply failure doesn't hurt us, but also we could lose an entire one of these, and obviously the servers will all just run on a single power supply. Then we have our switching. We have a primary and a secondary. Both feed to the routers, and both servers feed to both switches, and only one is needed. These network cards are teamed, so only one is required. These switches are also dual power supply, and so are the routers. They feed through this external power supply that can power up to 6 of these sort of devices at once. So that is fed from this power supply, and then the switches and routers themselves are fed from the opposite power supply. to give the same redundancy. So we can basically take a switch failure, a server failure, a router failure, an internet connection failure, and a national grid failure. Okay, so I'm back in the office now. I hope you enjoyed the quick walkthrough of the systems we have in place for our customers. If you are in the automotive trade and you're looking for a software partner, whether that be for tuning files or training, whether that be a website, a bespoke booking system, a vehicle search tool, a Windows automation, a tuning file service portal, pretty much anything you can think of, give us a shout and we will do our best to help you. And obviously, everything we build is hosted, backed up and fully redundant through the ByteFLASH infrastructure, so you don't end up with somebody that's built something for you, farms it off to a random hosting company, and then when it goes wrong, there's no real clear support path. Our USP is that end-to-end concept design, build, support, host. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you on the next one.